into the end zone. And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2.
Undercross. Check. Shadow.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And they're a perfect 5 for 5 now on 2-point conversions as he is in to get them 2 more. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. From the gun on third down, Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And he returns it to the end zone. A full recovery touchdown for the Bucs. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. The Bucs summon their offense back onto the field here. They're going to go for 2.
Regular. SOS. He's crashing. He's checking. Go bandit. Hey, check 24. Hey, watch it. Go bandit.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now, they had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that 2-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point? But after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for 2 and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, and suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan, and his throw is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now, standing just outside his own goal line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken from just outside the 30. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Alabama, 380. Hey, Alabama. Hey, hit! Hey, 66.
They go play action here on first down. Airing this one out for Evans. And incomplete. Crisis averted Almost picked. Instead, second down. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Jones. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
And that's the big fella's M.O. right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Brady going to throw. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. O.J. Howard on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd down, Ryan. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2.
Switch. Tight dog. Kill. 380 hit.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
Matt Ryan and the Falcon offense set to get going again. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people. Lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Ryan now to throw on third down. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally get.
Jones hit, and the ball's out, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. Past the 20. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Check 99. 72.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Tighten up, tighten up.
To throw is Ryan. This complete to Jones. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Throwing again. Ryan, complete to Jones. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken around the 12. Pushing tacklers aside. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. 13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down. Here's Brady. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Brady. Airing this one out for Evans. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. This will be taken in at the 1. And now running right through it. A marker down. He does get it up past the 25. Will it hold? Let's see.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Airing this one, and that's caught inside the 30. The second quarter starts off with a bang as they snag over 30 yards. Now Brady. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Jones breaking from the contact. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his 4th touchdown on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. And there he had to break multiple tackles to earn that touchdown. Bottom line, he earned that touchdown.
Indeed he did. That was pretty much a get-off-of-me run and all the way into the end zone.
And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2.
You ain't doing nothing today. 49, check 49.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Unfortunately for you, you've been around me for a little while now, so you know me as well as anyone and how I look at a game. I don't ever advocate abandoning anything, but in this case, I'm going against my own thought process. You got to change it up. You got to start throwing it around a little bit, finding ways to try and move the ball because keeping on the ground just isn't working for them.
Yeah, maybe get him the ball out of the passing game, a swing pass outside or something, just something to vary it up.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down. And that catch, he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharp, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
First down, Atlanta. Double tight.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. The connection made. It's Graham. Now the ball comes loose, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Gurley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
The throw on 2nd down by Brady is incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. And it's 3rd and short. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Still churning. 20. There he goes, left side. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Ronald Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a 1st down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the 1st down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2.
It's our time. Slam. Easy. Check. Hey, check it.
They're going to run for it with Jones. Powers through him. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again they run with Gurley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. So here, the men in charge are going to be looking at whether or not the receiver had possession of the ball as he went out of bounds.
And they have to make sure that the receiver got both feet down in bounds as well.
Ryan's pass complete to Calvin Ridley.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by the Super Bowl champion and Pro Bowler Jason Pierre-Paul. Back now in Tampa. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Mike Evans and the rest of the offensive unit heading back out there now. So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. And this shot downfield on 2nd down is brought in. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. 69 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era. We think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Foul, face mask, defense.
They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
They come out here in the eye. So now then the penalty's got them set up with a first and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to pour it on.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
So what can Brady do here is he'll lead his guys up to go for 2.
Shadow! Bang, bang! Bang, bang! Kill, kill, kill! Turn it up! Jacket, reload! 72!
They're going to run for it with Jones. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Ryan. He completes it to Treadwell. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Wait, that 380. Check 45. Hey, goal 66.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, 41 yards. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
So what can Brady do here is he'll lead his guys up to go for 2.
Let's go, D, let's go. Hey, let's get there. Hey, 66. Watch the safety creep. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Whip. Alpha.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions. but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vita Vea able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
It's our time.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Caught by Jones.
Let's go.
Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Hopkins with a quick feet. Oh, another beautiful move.
And that's better than the 2-step, isn't it?
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And we shift to spotlighting Mike Evans. Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation. The catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Gronkowski again, he was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Brady, he's going to rifle one. And that's caught at the 25. A gain of 32 that time. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them. And now it's been a real issue for him during this game.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. 3rd down here.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. On 3rd down, Jones. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Brady now to throw, and this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
So what can Brady do here is he'll lead his guys up to go for 2.
Ozzie! Stick guard! Check stick guard! Go bandit!
They're going to run for it with Jones. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if some...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Work to be done here on 2nd and 6. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Jadeveon Clowney, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. From the gun, it's Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fielded at the 33. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. So out come the Bucs now. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Check. Hey, 66.
Brady going to throw here. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That's good for a Buccaneer first, to pick up of 12 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. He's going to sling this deep downfield, and unable to connect on the long pass. He actually brings it in, but he was out of bounds, incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he's to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
She's singing too.
No, she's
on like the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he's just saying something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. 23's in now.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it. Because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. To throw again on 2nd down. Ryan. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. Looks like Ryan's going to stay out there. Indeed, they're going to try for this on 4th down. One last shot for Ryan. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Buccaneers, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.